I don't know. You're on.
Good evening and welcome to the Middle Creek Coaches Show. This is the Sports Block, live from Ruckus Pizza in Cary. I'm Ryan Magnuson. I'm joined by Ryan Grover and head coach Mike Castellano. The Mustangs are coming off a bye week, as are we at the show here. But before that, it was a 49-7 win over Smithfield-Selma. Coach, I guess it was a mercy rule that stopped it. Have you ever been a part of anything like that?
No, I've never been part of the mercy rule. It actually wasn't a mercy rule. It was with a couple minutes left to go. I'd spoken to their head coach and said, look, we want on the clock. What do we want to do? And he said, let's run the clock. And at that point, he said, if we have a lightning delay, can we call the game at half? And I said, well, that's your call. Obviously there's contracts and those kind of things. But I said, hey, if that's your call, that's your call. And walking up from halftime, we were prepared to start playing, and there actually was lightning in the distance. And I think the law reads 30-mile radius, and it probably was, if it wasn't over 30, it might have been 29.5. But the officials pointed to the lightning and said, we're done. So that's kind of really what happened.
Gotcha. All right, we want to jump into some highlights here?
All right, the first highlight, if we look on the screen, is Brant to Ashton Mitchell. On a touchdown pass, you can see good effort at the end of Ashton scoring on the left-hand side. If you get to the tight copy here, you can see pretty good protection, especially in the interior of our OL. And obviously at the end, you can see Ashton fighting to get in the end zone. The second play here, we're going to be playing some man coverage. You see good coverage downfield from our guys. And right there, Anthony Mitchell gets held, but we actually set Matt Marino on a blitz, and he pursues across the field and gets a sack. And you can kind of see the effort here from this angle. Matt's actually going to blitz inside the offensive line in A-gap and chase the ball down across the field. And I know Matt was excited about getting that sack, and we were excited as a defense to hold them to 18 yards of rushing the whole entire first half. And you see Matt right there finishing it off with good effort. The next play here, we have a wheel route. Brant throws a touchdown pass to Evan. Comes wide open. He hits him where we want it. Evan scores. And you can see here, I think Brant had over 320 yards of passing, obviously, and 6 possessions, I believe, of having the football. So he did a good job all night. And you can see good protection from our guys there. And obviously see the excitement of our cheerleaders running down the sideline. The next play here, this is actually a pass the way we run it. This is a guy named Shamond Hicks, who's going to be a really good football player if he keeps working hard. That was his first catch and the first touchdown of his high school career playing varsity football as a sophomore. And our offensive line does a great job right there of reaching everybody and turning them the opposite way where the ball's going. And Shamond was all smiles on the sideline after that. Obviously, his teammates were happy as well. Luke Gray here has a tackle for a loss on an option play. Luke's a crazy guy. Luke has a great GPA. His dad's a lawyer, and he's a funny guy. But when Luke makes a play, everybody gets excited. You can kind of see what he brings to the table for us. And here we actually blitz inside and do it incorrectly, but we still make a play with Luke on the outside. And good pursuit by our defense there to get to the ball as well. And this is probably the first time I've said it all year. This is Elijah Perry on a touchdown run. Elijah only carried the ball 8 times, had 81 yards. So his average actually dropped. But here's a great job by our interior OL of Terry, Connor, and Bobby blocking inside. Those guys don't get a lot of credit, but they've done a heck of a job for us early in the year. We were excited to see those guys make a lot of great blocks and have a lot of execution by our offense the other night.
So going from a dominant performance like that into a bye week, what was that bye week like for you guys? Did it come at a good time for you? Were you able to install some more things on offense or defense?
Well, we talked about it all the time. We don't worry about who we're playing. We just want to get better. And honestly, last Monday we didn't have a real good practice, and Tuesday we didn't. I think Wednesday we kind of got a little better. Then on Thursday it was hit or miss. And maybe the guys kind of mentally checked out a little bit, but we wanted to make sure that we got better at what we did. We kind of talked about it being like in camp where you're practicing for what's going to happen a couple weeks down the road. We obviously didn't know what Wakefield was going to be, and that's who we played this week, so we were just focused on our stuff.
We've had a couple of close moments in these first few games, but this one was kind of never in doubt. What did you guys do well to get this result?
Well, Coach Trump made a bet with our team. It wasn't the smartest thing he's ever done. We decided we were going to challenge our defense to either get 3-and-outs or turnovers. So we told them they had to get 8 3-and-outs or turnovers, and everyone below that, they had to run 3 what we call reminders. For everyone past the 8, we were going to have to run reminders. And we got a little nervous at halftime because we had something on the sideline where every time they did it, they would pull one off. And we looked at each other, and we were at 8 going into halftime. We went, oh, crap. So if you notice, we started stretching on the sideline saying we could be in a lot of trouble. I guess it was kind of thought by some of our guys that I might have called it at half, so we didn't have to run. But
that's probably why you did. So that's a real story then, right?
That's
so you
not
guys
the
didn't
real
have
story.
to run.
Coach Trump and I are in great shape. But no, we didn't give up a first down. I believe we gave up 18 yards of total offense. We threw the ball for over 320 yards. We were excited by the fact I don't believe we punted the ball once. We actually scored 56 points, 49 for us and 7 for them on a pick six. But we were excited that we set some goals out for ourselves, and we felt like we accomplished them. And that was, don't play to anybody else's level, play the way we play.
And when you have weapons like Brant and Elijah Perry on offense, what kind of things does that allow you to do when you go out there and play offense?
Well, it allows for Coach Bordeaux to, again, I think, take what the defense will give you and have faith that whether we run or pass, it can happen. And, people kind of, don't acknowledge it as much, but, those big guys we have, we always call them the fat guys, but our big guys have done a good job for us. Last year, our offensive line was kind of young and questionable. As we got better throughout the year, our team improved. And our offensive line's done a heck of a job, I think, for the most part as well. And, that just adds – Elijah has to have a hole to run. And people don't notice that, or Stewie or any of those guys. And Brant has to have time to get the football out of there. And when those guys do well, it allows us to utilize our weapons.
Well, don't go anywhere, Coach. We'll talk to you later on tonight. Guys, you are watching the Sports Block, broadcasting live from Ruckus Pizza. This is the Coaches Show. We'll be right back.
And he just shrugs them off. And he makes another
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he just shrugs them off. And he makes another two.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he just shrugs them off. And he makes another two.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports.
Welcome back to the Middle Creek Coaches Show. This is the Sports Block, live from Ruckus Pizza in Cary, and we are now joined by offensive line coach Joey Calabria. Coach, thank you for joining us tonight, sir.
I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, you just start off by just tell us where this offensive line is right now in the season.
Obviously, I don't think we're where we want to be right now, but it's nice that we have a lot of kids that are committed to putting in the work and trying to get better every day. They're all buying into what we're trying to preach. It's a team above individuals, so I think that's one thing that we got working in our favor right now.
Well, last week you had a quarterback throw for over 300 yards. Your top running back had a 10-yard average. Obviously, they can't do these things without the big movers up front. What do you think about their performance in that first half?
There's room to grow. I don't think I'll ever be satisfied. Coach Bordeaux was kind of talking with them earlier today, kind of make a deal with them about some performance, kind of like Coach C had a deal with the defense last week. So we got some things we're trying to encourage them and motivate them. Not that they should be needed extra motivation besides winning.
Right.
But like I said, it's nice that they're willing to put in the work to get better. So I have confidence in them that they will get to where we want to be.
And you mentioned that they had room to grow. Can you kind of expand on those things a little bit?
Effort. I think that's a big thing that's holding us back right now. Getting that backside linebacker. Sometimes he's coming up and plugging, making a tackle on some plays where we had a chance to break some big ones, but end up as a 1-2 yard gains instead.
Yeah, so the screen is such a big part of this offense. Do you run the line more to, because these guys, they got to get out to the edge. So is conditioning a big part of practice for you?
Well, I think if you ask any of the guys, they certainly prefer when Coach Bordeaux takes them for practice. Because I certainly make them run significantly more than Coach Bordeaux does. We try to do a lot of that during the summer.
Okay.
So we enter the season, hopefully they're at a level where they can make it the entire game. And, we got guys like Terry out there who does get reps on both sides of the ball.
Right.
So conditioning is a very important thing for him. So we make sure that we get him there. So they're keep working at it.
Nice.
Obviously, you had some holes that you needed to fill last year, and this line was a lot younger than it is this year. What are the benefits, do you think, of having that young line last year, and then what you're working with this year, and how have they progressed?
Well, last year we had a freshman starting at left guard for us for the majority of the year, starting at the Wakefield game last year, and we had Connor, who was sophomore last year. He didn't really play a whole lot in JV the year before, and he started getting a whole lot of reps, and he was bouncing around at different positions. So it's kind of nice this year to get everybody kind of settled in a position. We kind of had an idea of what we wanted and where we want everybody to work at. And fortunately, knock on wood, we haven't had a lot of changeover right now.
Right.
We've had a lot of continuity for the first 3 games. So hopefully we can stay with the 5 that we got, and then the ones behind them are still working to get better, and we can be confident that if they got called upon, they're ready to step up to that challenge.
Yeah. So what is Wakefield on the defensive front going to bring to the game on Friday?
They have some big boys up front they're going to put our guys to the test. Their ends will bring some pressure, so we got to make sure our tackles are getting out there, and whether we're running, doing some pass pro, they're going to have the work cut out for them. So they're going to have to work and make sure that effort's there across the board.
Well, Coach, we wish you got you and your line luck on Friday, and thanks for talking with us.
I appreciate you guys having us.
Once again, guys, you are watching the Middle Creek Coaches Show, broadcasting live from Ruckus Pizza. This is the Sports Block. We'll be right back.
He one block, and he just shrugs them off, and he makes another 2.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he just shrugs them off, and he makes another 2.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he just shrugs them off, and he makes another 2.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
Welcome back to the Middle Creek Coaches Show. This is the Sports Block, live from Ruckus Pizza in Cary. And we are now joined by senior offensive lineman and defensive lineman Terry Patterson. Terry, thank you for joining us tonight, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so just talk about start out at the beginning with your football career at Middle Creek and how you've got to right now.
Mostly how I got the place I am right now with the team I am, just thanks to the coaches, because I came in my freshman year. Coach Bordeaux was my coach, so he started me off at offensive line. And then as I got better and learned the plays, that's when I started to progress, and that's when I switched to D-line, and I kind of played both from then.
So tell you're obviously a senior on this team. So tell us a little bit post Middle Creek. What are your plans?
As of right now, I'm not sure yet. I do have offers, but as of right now, everybody's sort of like equal. Even though I have a couple offers out of the state, it's still everybody has the same interest level.
So when you're looking at schools, what are the big things that you're looking for?
Education, academics. Academics is key.
Good answer.
Mainly, that's what I'm looking for in a school, like where I can excel in the classroom, and then once I can excel in the classroom, I can excel on the field as well.
What would you like to study in college?
It was engineering, but I'm not sure yet. I'm still trying to work that out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So we just talked to your O-line coach here, and where do you feel like the offensive line is right now, and defensive line too?
As a unit, we're pretty good, but we're not where we need to be. But if we keep on learning each week and getting better each week, we'll get to where we need to be, because we're not there yet. So
I'll kind of okay. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'll echo the same question I kind of asked your position coach. You had a quarterback throw for over 300, running back with a 10-yard average. I mean, they need those holes in that protection from you guys. What do you think you guys did well? Last 2 Fridays ago, I guess at this point, and then through so far in this season.
I think as an offensive line, we talk well as a unit. So communication is key, because how we double team and bump off and just work, get back in the pass set. Communication, we just need that a lot more of that.
Yeah.
And we'll be successful.
And you've had a lot of close games as well, and switching over to the defensive side because you're a two-way player, holding the team to 7 points last time, and then keeping the game close the first 2 games. What have you guys been able to do on that defensive line?
Well, mainly we squeeze and spill, so that's what we need to work on, and that's what we do well, I would say. So that's what gave us a success to stop the run. Yeah, I would say.
Good. Well, good luck on Friday, and good luck throughout the rest of the season, and we'll hope to see you again.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Once again, guys, you're watching the Middle Creek Coaches Show, broadcasting live from Ruckus Pizza. This is the Sports Block. We'll be right back.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he just shrugs them off, and he makes another 2.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he just shrugs them off, and he makes another 2.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he just shrugs them off, and he makes another 2.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
watching the sport.
Welcome back to the Middle Creek Coaches Show. This is the Sports Block, live from Ruckus Pizza in Cary. We are now joined by head tennis coach Rhonda Blanchard. Coach, thank you for joining us tonight.
It's a pleasure to be here. Tennis kids always love getting to be a part of this show.
Yeah, absolutely. We're glad to have them on. Could you just start off by telling us a little bit about where your team's at right now? I know the women's team is doing pretty well. So.
The women's team's actually 5-7, with 2 of those losses being to Apex, and 2 of the losses being to Green Hope. Green Hope's number 5 in the state. One of the losses is to Panther Creek, who's number 1 in the state.
Oh, that's stiff competition right there.
It's
It's the tennis triangle of the world, apparently.
Apparently. The good thing is, though, is our doubles team, and one of those doubles players, Jenna Stachowiak, will be up to speak next. Our number 1 doubles team, they have 2 losses. One of those to Panther Creek, and one of those to Apex. I believe they've done something that no other women's team at Middle Creek has done. They were actually able to sweep the number 1 doubles team at Green Hope, which sets them up for a pretty nice seed in the conference tournament.
So can you speak about the young lady that you have coming up here next?
Jenna is the younger sister of Nick, who is a junior on our men's team, and she's also the younger sister of Matt, who is now a junior, I believe, at UNC Wilmington, who was an outstanding tennis player for Middle Creek a few years back. So coaching all the siblings has been a pleasure.
So obviously, with your tenure, you have those type of experiences that you can share with your players.
Right.
So moving forward, what type of things do you want to see this team achieve moving forward into the later parts of the season?
We have Panther Creek tomorrow, and then we have Holly Springs, Cary, Athens, Fuquay left. It would be nice if we could pick up, a win at Panther Creek tomorrow. But honestly, Panther Creek, they haven't been beaten this year. Really, no one. I think they beat Green Hope probably 8-1. So it would surpass anything that I expect of our kids to do. Jenna was actually the first kid to get even any games off their one, Sammy Smith. I think she beat Jenna 6-2, 6-3 or something like that. And Jenna their coach said, congratulations, Jenna's the first kid to get any games off Sammy this season.
So what do you try to do to prep your team when you are playing these heavy hitters every time out?
Go out and do the best you can do. Play hard. Don't be afraid. Give it your best. Good things happen.
And you came down and you sat and you wanted to talk a little bit about life. So for my last question, what's your life philosophy?
Yeah, philosophy on life.
My life philosophy?
Yeah.
30 seconds.
What do you live your daily life by in 30 seconds?
Well, how much time do we have?
However long the mic is yours.
I have nothing but time. I mean, we can talk all night.
I mean, if you have,
I can talk more than C, and most people can't do that. I believe good things happen to good people. I try to instill in my players that I want them to be, first of all, champions in the classroom, champions on the court, and champions in the community. They understand that academics always come first, and then I want them to be good tennis players. I am very blessed to have an outstanding group of kids on the women's team and on the men's team. Last year, both teams, every kid on each team, academic, all conference.
Oh, that's something to be proud of.
Yeah, that is.
Right. So I try to instill good values into my kids. I care about them as if they're my own children.
Well, Coach, it has been a pleasure talking to you, and good luck for the rest of the season. And we'll look to talk to you soon.
Now, you didn't ask me anything about the men's team.
Oh, please. I apologize because they play in the spring.
Because you're right, but we do have Nick here who is returning from an injury. But I will tell you that our men's team's young, but having Nick back is certainly a bright spot. I expect good things from them, just as our women's team is young. You know, Jenna's a freshman playing the one spot. A lot of good sophomores on that team, some good juniors. So the future looks bright for Middle Creek tennis.
Well, so you have the girls season going on right now. What are the men doing right now while that women's season's going on right now?
They are working with like their personal coaches. Most of them have, personal coaches. A couple of them go to McGregor for training. One of them goes over to Cary Tennis Park. Some of them go to Sunset, but they're working with their coaches. They check in with me frequently.
Okay. Well, Coach, do you have any last words, any parting nuggets of wisdom?
Anytime C needs someone to speak, I'm always available.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Once again, guys, you are watching the Middle Creek Coaches Show, broadcasting live from Ruckus Pizza. This is the Sports Block. We'll be right back.
Block.
He one block, and he just shrugs them off, and he makes another two.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he just shrugs them off, and he makes another two.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
Welcome back to the Middle Creek Coaches Show. This is the Sports Block, live from Ruckus Pizza in Cary. We are now joined by freshman women's tennis player Jenna Stachowiak. Jenna, we just talked to your coach. Tell us a little bit about playing tennis as a freshman at Middle Creek.
Playing tennis as a freshman is great. It was a good way to meet a lot of new people because I didn't know many people going into high school, and I got to teach them a lot.
So, obviously you're a freshman, so you're a month into school, you have new surroundings, and now you have to worry about being the top tennis player in your school.
And playing some of the best teams.
Exactly. Tell me how that feels.
Ever.
Yeah, I mean it's hard. It's hard sometimes to coming right into school and having a lot of homework and stuff, but I don't know. I mean, I like playing some of the good players. I think it's a great opportunity.
Yeah, definitely. At what point did you realize that tennis was your passion?
Probably when I was about 10 years old. I had quit gymnastics, and my brothers had been playing tennis, and I wanted to try it out. So
how do you think this season is going for you and for the team as a whole?
I think it's going good. We've had some tough losses to some of the good teams in the conference, but I think we've played really well as a whole, and we're doing good.
So when you play your brothers, do they hold back on you at all, or do they just?
No, not really.
So obviously you're a freshman, so you're one of the younger ones in the group. This obviously is a younger group in majority. So how do you take a leadership role? This being your first season at Middle Creek.
Well,
it's a loaded question, so you can think about it. Or do you let the other players to kind of take that role, and then you just kind of lead by example.
Yeah, I mean, I don't try to be like, you know, the one who's like doing everything, but I don't know. I think I've actually been told by one of my teammates that I was their role model. So.
Okay. Oh yeah. So how does that make you feel being young?
I don't know. It feels great. I mean, I'm glad.
Well, good luck with Panther Creek.
Thank you.
It's a tough task, I hear.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough match.
And you obviously are a freshman, so we hope to see you out here some more times.
I'm sure you will.
Thank you for joining us. Guys, once again, you are watching the Middle Creek Coaches Show, broadcasting live from Ruckus Pizza. This is the Sports Block. We'll be right back.
He one block, and he just shrugs them off, and he makes another two.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he just shrugs them off, and he makes another two.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching.
Freshman.
Welcome back to the Middle Creek Coaches Show. This is the Sports Block, live from Ruckus Pizza in Cary. We are now joined by another Stachowiak. This time it's junior men's tennis player Nick Stachowiak. Nick, we talked to you last year too.
You did.
So thank you for coming back.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
This is just going to be a family affair for the next 4 years.
Are there any other are there younger Stachowiaks?
Jenna's the last one.
Jenna's the last one. Okay. So I know when we talked to you last year, we talked a little bit about you winning the state championship as a freshman, right?
Correct.
Can you just talk about that a little bit?
Winning states as a freshman was definitely my goal going into the season, and to accomplish it definitely felt really good.
Yeah. Is that the goal every year? I mean, after you do that, that has to be the recurring goal, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And what are some of the things that you're looking to do? Obviously, this is your off season. What are the things what are you getting done right now to make sure you reach that goal?
Well, I'm just coming back from an injury, so I've been working with my trainer a lot lately and becoming more physical, stronger, physically and mentally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, do you have any? You're still a junior, but have you been thinking about the future after Middle Creek?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Any plans? Any?
I want to go to college.
Yeah. Do you want to play collegiate tennis? Is that?
Yeah, tennis.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So can you talk to us a little bit about the men's team? Obviously, again, this is their off season. Anything to expect from you guys as a team? Any individuals besides yourself to look out for along those lines?
Well, this past year we lost 3 seniors that played in the lineup. So it's definitely a rebuilding year. We're young this year, but I think we have a lot of potential. And this year, maybe our results might not be that well, but definitely in the future, they'll be good.
And so one of my last questions, what do you guys eat at home to breed early success so far? Freshmen, I don't get it. What's happening at home? What does mom and dad do at home?
Those are tennis jeans.
They cook a lot of meat, and personally, I like to eat potato chips a lot.
Oh, wow, there you go.
I mean, obviously, you have an older brother that's playing college, right?
He coaches.
Coaches. So do you guys have like family tennis tournaments? This is a thing, or?
I wish my whole family was good at tennis. That would be so fun.
Or just everyone's good at a sport. What do you guys do to celebrate that?
When we were younger, there used to be like a father-son, father-daughter tournaments that I used to play with my dad, and my sister and brother played.
Mm-hmm.
But we really don't do anything as a family. I mean, me and my brother, we used to go to tournaments together with my dad, so that was fun. But that's about it.
Well, obviously, we wish you good luck training for the season and wish you success for your junior year.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll have him back next year. He'll be the first player to three-peat on the show. We have him back next year, so.
We just have to line up all 3 appearances in a row and see how well he's done over the years.
Yeah, well, recap.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Once again, guys, you're watching the Middle Creek Coaches Show, broadcasting live from Ruckus Pizza. This is the Sports Block. We'll be right back.
Watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he just shrugs them off, and he makes another two.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he just shrugs them off, and he makes another two.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he just shrugs them off, and he makes another two.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching this.
Welcome back to the Middle Creek Coaches Show. This is the Sports Block live from Ruckus Pizza in Cary. And we are now joined by the Honorary Coach of the Week, Rebecca Loding.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, so Coach Loding. Do you like the way that sounds?
I do.
fun?
I do. I used to be a coach, actually.
Well, what did you used to coach?
Bowling.
Bowling. Nice.
Oh, man. I am terrible at bowling, so I need your services, please.
Yeah, we can arrange that. So talk about what being the Honorary Coach of the Week has been like so far and what you're looking forward to.
It's actually a very big honor to be here. I appreciate my students. So far, Coach has been great, walking me through everything I need to do this week.
Yeah. Well, obviously, Coach is gonna give you a glaring testimonial when he comes up here later. But what are the type of things that you like to accomplish as a teacher in that role?
More than anything, I love seeing my students get that aha moment and really succeed. Watching them struggle and winning, and finding the confidence to be themselves.
That's awesome.
So what do you teach at Middle Creek?
I teach biology and earth science.
Right on.
Which one's your favorite?
Biology.
Oh man.
Oh wow, that was
Earth
quick
science.
too.
Sorry.
I'll go biology then to make it even.
Well, you had Mr. Warren, so yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. You did your homework, yeah.
I did.
So this Friday, are you looking forward to being down on the field with the team and watching everything?
I am super excited to be on the field. I don't have sons, so a lot of the times these kids are like my own kids that I'll never have, and so watching them is like watching my own kids play.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Is there any moment in this process where you'll feel nerves maybe coming out in the tunnel or being on the field?
Any feels?
No, you're just ready?
No, I'm ready.
She's ready to go. She's ready to win the game.
I can see why you got the Honorary Coach of the Week. Can't be shake.
No,
Can't be shook.
No, I was going to say I thought it was because I was scary. Pretty sure that's what Coach told me.
So any expectations on Friday, or the experience as a whole?
My expectation is for them to do really well, to succeed, play as a team. My expectation is that I don't screw up the hand signals or make a fool of myself.
Well, once again, congratulations on the Honorary Coach of the Week. I'm sure Castellano made a great choice, and just talking from you here as well.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Once again, guys, you're watching the Middle Creek Coaches Show, broadcasting live from Ruckus Pizza. This is the Sports Block. We'll be right back.
Sports Block.
He one block, and he just shrugs them off, and he makes another two.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Block.
He one block, and he just shrugs them off, and he makes another two.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Block.
Welcome back to the Middle Creek Coaches Show. This is the Sports Block, live from Ruckus Pizza in Cary. And we are going into our final segment of the night as we are joined once again by head coach Mike Castellano. Coach, we've talked to we talked to your assistant coach and one of your players here. We've heard about Wakefield a little bit. We know that they have some size on the defensive line. What else can we expect from that team on Friday?
They're a well-coached football team. We see them a lot over the summer doing 7-on-7s and those type of things, and they're very similar to us. They want to throw the football probably more than we do. We want to be more balanced, but they've got a quarterback who's really athletic. They have a really, really good wide receiver. They have two good running backs. They have a really good scheme. It's going to be two teams trying to move fast up and down the field. And defensively, they're sound, and they kind of, they do what they do well. And people kind of saw the first game they played and saw they lost, and we kind of went, that's weird. And then all of a sudden we got the film on Saturday morning and watched them last Friday night, and the quarterback was back from being injured, which took their best receiver and put him back at receiver.
Okay.
So it's a totally different team than they were the first 2 weeks. But, hopefully it'll be a good game for us.
Yeah, I know they're coming off a 27-6 win over Southeast Raleigh. So did you get to look at that film at all? Or?
Yeah, we received that one, the Northern Durham film, and they looked well on Friday night. They looked like a really good football team. It was impressive to see, and obviously Coach Sink over there, I think does a great job.
Well, you've been coming off a dominant performance last week, but I know that you're never happy. So can you just talk about some of the things that you saw in that game or in practice that you're working towards for Wakefield?
We have to have better execution, a couple different positions. We got to have better communication on defense. We had too many missed tackles. Special teams, we had to do a little better job protecting on extra point and field goal. Those are kind of some of the things that we really tried to focus on, and picking our tempo up in practice. Mm-hmm. So we execute full speed all the time. Yep. Times in the game you don't do that. We have to continue to be able to do that in practice.
So I know we have a pretty cool opportunity here from an app that's supporting Middle Creek. Did you want to talk about that?
Yeah. First off, I got to meet my new friend Lori over here. I didn't know your mom was here, and it was a pleasure to meet her. She's a heck of a lot better looking than your dad. Okay. And from what I hear, she's not on the message boards all the time like your dad is either.
No, she has,
anyways, and you said it better early. People who know me understand I'm really, really good with technology, which we know is a lie. But you did say he had the most weight to push around, which was true. So I was going to let you do it, or do you want me to do it?
I mean, I can do it if you don't want to step up.
Okay, please go ahead and describe what this is.
So what we have on everyone's tables is a little card, and it's a cool way to help support Middle Creek Cheer. It's through an app called Steals. And if you download that, first and foremost, you get a free garlic knots the first time you use the app. And it's basically a photo sharing app.
Yeah.
And basically every photo you share on the Steals app on Tuesdays gets a $1 donation from Ruckus Pizza every time you use the app.
STEALZ.
Steals.
So I appreciate that. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
I'm bad with technology, and our cheerleading coach was trying to explain to me a couple weeks ago, and I thought she was making it up.
We're going to take a group picture afterwards, so we can.
We're going to take a selfie. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, we're going to take a selfie with you, Coach.
we're not going to fit in one with him.
That's true. Me and you can do it.
I do want to say too. Terry Patterson talked early. I've known Terry for 3 years now, and it's been fun to watch him grow up. His mom is a phenomenal lady, and Terry, I believe, has 6 scholarship offers right now, full rides to go play college football. And I was excited to hear Terry, as a senior in high school, say, what's the deciding factor on going to college? It's where he can get the best education for him. And I thought that was pretty exciting. And, I always enjoy talking about the honorary coaches of the week. Last week, Mr. Warren was there, and, he got home early, I guess, and his wife said, "What are you doing home?" He said, "I was so good, they ended the game in a half." So he teaches in the same department as Miss Loding. And Miss Loding, I really never knew her until last year. I think she was her first year. About halfway through the year, she started annoying me with email after email about 2 of our players. And I finally said, "Who is this lady?" And it was great to meet her and become a friend with her, because she literally, there's 2 young men, I won't say their names. One is here with his mom tonight. Single-handedly started tutoring them, not just in biology, but in the other subjects they had. And now at this point, still keeps track of them and sees how they're doing, and he'll come in once a week and say, "Hey, Coach, I checked with Ms. Barefoot, or I checked with this teacher on how they're doing in science, how they're doing in the other subjects." So it's neat for me to see teachers that, apparently she knows a lot more about football than I thought, but see him get involved. And then when we ask our players, who do you nominate? And one young man nominated her, who I like to think that he's eligible this year and doing well. I believe has 3 A's and a B, because last year she took time away from her husband and kids and all that to watch out for that young man. So we're glad to have her. And my wife texted me. My wife was an all-state JV bowler back in high school.
Do you have an all-state JV bowler?
You have to ask her that. But Ms. Loding said she used to coach bowling, so she texted me there and said, "Oh, I like this Coach Loding. She used to coach bowling." So, but no, we appreciate her, and we look forward to her being with the guys and, the rest of our team getting to learn who she is. 'Cause she is a good teacher and cares about the young men on the team.
Well, Coach, I believe that's it. Good luck on Friday, as always. And we look forward to talking with you next week.
Okay. Thank you.
Once again, guys, you are watching the Middle Creek Coaches Show here at Ruckus Pizza. This was the Sports Block. We'll see you next time.